Good day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan battle video. In this video we are going to take a look at the recently EZA'd TEQ Super Buu. So TEQ Super Buu was part of the Majin Buu Saga EZAs, the big group of EZAs that were redone or added to the Kid Buu Extreme Z battle, and TEQ Super Buu looks pretty decent. He is a tech type key +3 and the 100% lead. He also raises attack for 1 turn and causes supreme damage with a medium chance to stun the enemy. He has defense of 130% at the start of turn with a medium chance of evading enemies' attack and a medium chance to perform a critical hit. He will also recover 30% of damage dealt as health. Now, very much like B-Pan, when a unit has kind of this big heal on damage, they seem very loath to give them anything else. It makes it very tricky to make these units super good, because for example, if you give him like even just 50% attack or something, he could possibly heal up players to full every single turn quite easily. So I think it's that kind of combination of concern regarding how much they can eventually heal that causes him to kind of not make these guys as good. But yeah, so he has defense of 130%, yeah, pretty solid. In terms of link set, he's got a strong link set. Most Majin Buu characters have a strong link set, a very specific link set, but a very strong one, especially when linked up with other Majin Buu units. He's got Majin, he's got Brutal Beatdown, Metamorphosis, Infinite Regen, Fear and Faith, The Wall Standing Tall, and Fierce Battle. All very strong links. And category wise, he's on Majin Buu Saga Transformation Boost, Artificial Life Forms, Majin Power, Power Absorption, Heavenly Events, Sworn Enemies, and Worldwide Chaos. So in terms of Super Buu, realistically speaking, he's pretty nutso in specific ways. I think right off the bat, I'll say it, he doesn't appear very good on paper, and I think that's understandable. The defense isn't that high. I mean, here 55%, we're cracking over 100k, which means at rainbow level you're probably near the 200k mark. Now that's not great, and the reason that's not great is because generally speaking, for a unit that only has defense, especially considering how many long form difficult events cancel evasion, he's in a lot of trouble there. With that being said, there's 2 factors that I think are very important to consider. So first thing to consider is his link set. So Majin, he gains an extra 5% defense, Brutal Beatdown 5% attack, Metamorphosis he gains attack and defense of an additional 10%, Infinite Regen he gains 10% more and 2 key, Fear and Faith is an okay link but fairly common, gains 5% more attack from Wall Standing Tall, and he gains 5% more attack from Fierce Battle. So we're looking at another 20% defense, we're looking at another like 30% attack, all from leveling him, which is very strong. And then his healing is very good. Like, it's very good. It's on B-Pan level, and B-Pan, she heals very well, and not to mention that he has crit built in, which means you can actually build this guy into full additionals. Well, slightly more additional than crits. But you can see his defense has dropped down to 89,000 without support, which is obviously quite noticeable. But yeah, the thing is if he crits, he's gonna heal you a lot. And I think people underestimate that. It's much like with B-Pan. B-Pan doesn't do anything super spectacular technically on paper, but the reason why she's such a loved unit is she's got the guard ability, she's got damage reduction, she's got her healing ability. I think they went evasion with this Buu because they were scared of giving him guard. I think giving him guard would have been the good call. Even just a medium or a high chance to guard would have been good. I think that would have just immediately made him a really solid unit. Overall, I think he's okay. I think he's a bit of a stranger unit. I think he's one people are maybe going to underestimate at first. But he's a unit that you could definitely use to complete some content. Even as a floating unit, let's say you have this guy Rainbow, having a 160,000 defense floating Rainbow unit that can evade attacks and also heal you for 200, 300,000 is pretty nuts. No matter how much you want to slice it, he can potentially heal you for pretty much your full health bar in a single turn. And right now on global, there's very few events where you're going to see a 180k defense unit take 500,000 damage in a single turn. I mean, you will if you don't use an item and you take a type disadvantage attack in the LGEGT and things like that. But I think he's a solid unit, and I really do think he's great. I think 2 small changes, making him raise attack permanently would have been good. Raising it for 1 turn seems a bit silly. Having him raise attack constantly means that, yes, okay, his healing's getting out of hand by the end of things like LGEGT, but for the most part it would have made him really, really solid in the long term kind of Dokkan meta. And then I think giving him either high evasion or just giving him guard, I think that would have made him better. And then obviously I think just defense of 150%. I get the 130, but I think 150% would have been good. It would have really given him the ability to possibly hit 200k, which I think in people's head spaces feels better. Like seeing a unit with 189,000 defense, for some reason, even though it's only like 11,000 defense, doesn't feel as good as seeing a unit that hits 200k, and it's a mental thing. But yeah, overall as links, it's pretty decent. If you don't want to go the Martian route, you're mainly focusing on Fear and Faith, Fierce Battle, Brutal Beatdown. There's a couple units like this 17 and Janemba that can link with him on that front, but for the most part Martian units are kind of just made to be in Martian teams, or at least paired up with Martian units. I don't really see the point in running them with other units. It's like asking to run a Goku with Garlic Jr. Like, you could possibly get 1 or 2 links, but why? It just seems pointless. So mainly you're going to focus on links like Martian, Metamorphosis or Infinite Regen, Fear and Faith, Wall Standing Tall, Fierce Battle. All of these links are going to help you out and are going to be great on the Martian Brew team. He's going to get tons of them. Obviously Martian Brew team's in a bit of flux right now. I think it's got probably 2 or 3 really exceptional units. Physical Buuhan is still an incredible unit. And the Strength Kid Buu is a fantastic unit, but I think overall the team is a little bit weak. I think it is lacking some real firepower. Oh, maybe not firepower, but it is lacking some cohesive units. Does this TEQ Super Buu solve that? I think he's kind of in between. I think he's better than some of the other Buu units, especially defensively, but I don't technically think he's that big 3rd unit the category needs. You know, the category needs a super big 3rd unit. Nice thing is he does link really well with the TEQ Transforming Buu, so at least he's an option there if you have that unit as one of your star units. But that's it from me. Leave a comment or leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!